What if the quarter you drop into a vending machine tonight, a seemingly ordinary 1965 coin, could actually be worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars? You might not believe it. It sounds like a dream, but it's very real, and it has happened more than once. Because while most 1965 quarters are common and worth just face value or a bit more, some rare error coins and unusual strikes from 1965 have sold for $5,000, $10,000, over $15,000, even $16,800 plus at auction. Yes, a single 25-cent piece, minted decades ago, transformed into collectible gold. Today, we're going on a treasure hunt, uncovering which 1965 quarters are valuable, how to spot them, and why people pay so much for them. We'll explore the history, the errors, the real sales, and the dream of finding a coin that could change everything. Stick with me, because by the end you'll never look at your spare change the same way again. Before 1965, U.S. quarters were minted in 90% silver. In 1965, due to rising silver prices and shortages, the U.S. Mint replaced silver with a copper-nickel-clad composition. 1965 thus marks a major pivot, from real silver coinage to base metal clad. Over 1.8 billion 1965 Washington quarters were struck. That makes typical 1965 quarters very common, and in circulated condition, generally worth face value or slightly more. However, because collectors largely ignored clad quarters at the time, well-preserved, uncirculated, or error coins from 1965 are extremely rare. Because of its transitional status, 1965 is fertile ground for minting errors struck on wrong planchets, misstrikes, slash-die errors, very rare survivors. In mint condition, that's why 1965 quarters remain part of a modern treasure hunt for both collectors and error hunters. Most 1965 quarters are common clad coins and have modest value. Here's what typical coins are worth, depending on condition. Condition approx. Value asterisk worn slash circulated $0.25. $1 lightly worn, better than average. $1. $3 uncirculated MS60. MS60 $3.08. $12 uncirculated MS64. MS65 $15. $30 asterisk values reflect typical market demand. Many coins remain near face value or sold for just a few dollars. So, if you find a regular 1965 clad quarter with wear, it's rarely worth much more than face value or a small premium. But the story changes dramatically once you find one of the rare varieties. Though most 1965 quarters are common, certain rare varieties and mint errors make some examples highly sought and very valuable. Let's explore the most important ones. According to several sources, a handful of 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets intended for earlier coins. The genuine silver 1965 quarters have heavier weight, is almost equal to 6.25 G versus 5.67 G for clad, a uniform silver edge, not layered, and a distinct ring sound. Real-world auction results. An authenticated silver 1965 quarter, AU condition, sold $4.16. 800 other examples have fetched $7,000 to $9,200 depending on grading and condition. Heavy $ estimated value range. XF, AU, $5,000. $15,000 lower. Grade, $3,500 to $7,500. Rare but found. A verified silver 1965 quarter is among the rarest modern U.S. quarters ever discovered, and easily one of the most profitable. Because of chaotic minting conditions during the 1965 transition, a variety of errors appear, some extremely valuable to collectors. Error/variety typical realistic value range asterisk wrong planchet, e.g. dime or other, $1, 000, $7, 000 plus off-center strike, major, $50, $500 plus depending on strike degree, double die, obverse or reverse, $200, $1,500 plus, rare and subtle, broad strike / missing collar / rim error, $50, $300 plus for notable examples. Asterisk values reflect recent market averages and depend heavily on coin condition, visibility of error, and degree of rarity. Because 1965 was the first year of clad quarters and a transitional period, the odds of mint error survivors, especially rare planchet or striking errors, are higher than many other years. Collectors continue to search through circulation coins hoping to find one, which means even lesser-known 1965 quarters can be valuable. There are several reasons why 1965 quarters remain a major target for coin hunters and collectors. 1965 marks the exact moment when U.S. coin composition changed. From silver to clad.in that chaos. Mistakes happened. Old silver blanks, misstrikes, planchet mix-ups. Because silver was gone and clad felt cheap. Most people spent quarters normally. Very few were saved uncirculated. So high grade. 1965 quarters are scarce by survival count. Multiple concrete examples of silver planchet 1965 quarters have sold at auction. That means they aren't rumors, legends, or myths. They are real coins, proven, verified, graded. Because of the rarity and drama behind these coins, demand remains high. When a new silver planchet 1965 quarter or a major error appears, bidding wars begin, driving prices up sharply. Put simply, 1,965 quarters combine history, mystery, scarcity, and profit potential, the jackpot formula for coin collectors. Because 1965 silver planchet quarters are so valuable, fakes and altered coins flood the market. Common scams include electroplating clad quarters to look like silver, filing or sanding the edge to hide the copper cladding stripe, using misleading photos claiming rare errors. If you suspect a valuable 1965 quarter, always get it professionally authenticated, e.g. PCGS or NGC, that do not rely on edge color or sound test alone. Real ones should weigh 6.25 g and show no copper layer at the edge, but even weight can be spoofed with clever tricks. Here's a quick summary of what different 1965 quarters might be worth, depending on condition or rarity. Type/condition approximate value /auction reality circulated, common clad, $0.25, $1 lightly worn or average uncirculated $1, $10 uncirculated, MS 60 to MS 65, clad, $8, $30 high, grade clad, MS 66 or MS 67, $150, $400 plus silver planchet, transitional error, quarter $5, 000, $16,800 plus, depending on grade, major error coin, wrong planchet /off-center/broad strike, $50, $7,000 plus, depending on error and condition. Silver planchet 1965 quarter, AU state, sold for $16,800. Other verified silver variants have sold between $7,000 and $9,200. These are concrete results, not hype. If you think you might hold a rare 1965 quarter, here's how to inspect it. If the edge shows a copper stripe clad, likely common. If the edge is solid silver colored, no stripe possible. Silver airway. The coin clad quarter is almost equal to 5.67 grams. Genuine silver quarter is almost equal to 6.25 grams. Sound ring test. Silver coins often make a sharper, ringing sound when lightly tapped. Clad coins tend to thud. Look for doubling, off-center strike, strange planchet shape, or broad strike. Compare with known images online. Only a certified, authenticated coin will command high value. Avoid grading mills or cheap, uncertified listings. Even decades later, 1965 quarters remain one of the hottest modern coin hunts because there are still billions minted, meaning errors could still be hiding in circulation. Verified rare examples exist, proving the market and demand condition survivors are rare. High-grade coins from 1965 are scarce. The story of silver to clad changeover adds historical entry. Collectors around the world still search wallets, coin jars, inherited collections, hoping to find the next silver planchet 1965. That possibility, that your old change could hide gold, is what's fueling the excitement. If you come across a 1965 quarter, whether in a jar, piggy bank, change drawer, inherited collection, or random cup of coins, don't ignore it. Most will be common clad coins worth little. But a few, just a few, might be rare treasures, silver planchet errors, dramatic minting mistakes, or high-grade survivors. One coin could buy a used car. Another could pay part of a mortgage. Some, if perfectly authenticated, could possibly reach 5 figures or more at auction. So the next time you see a 1965 quarter, remember this.